Hi everyone, I'm Law of the West. And every military has their own version of what they consider to be the pride of their fleet. For the UEE, it's the Dreadnought class Retribution, and for the Vanduul, it's the Kingship. The Kingship is the Vanduul's Dreadnought, fleet carrier, command and control ship, and assault transport all combined into one. It's also the flagship for the Vanduul clan, and reports of their hull size ranges anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000 meters in length. Its weapons list is nearly as impressive as the ship itself. It has 14 large turrets that are each armed with 2 size 9 tachyon cannons, and it has 32 medium-sized turrets that all have a pair of size 7 plasma cannons mounted onto them. It has 24 size 5 anti-air weapons, 20 size 5 point defense turrets, 30 missile turrets that can collectively fire over 360 size 2 missiles, and 1 large size 12 tachyon cannon. And what the crew size is for this monstrosity is still unknown. The inside of this ship is absolutely cavernous, but I guess you can afford to use space in this way when you're flying something that's as big as a Kingship. The command center houses dozens of Vanduul that act as its bridge crew. An armored shield covers the front windshield, which overlooks the main tachyon cannon. It also has a small hangar built over the bridge that can be accessed by a platform elevator that drops down from the roof and lifts the pilot up into it. It houses a single heavy fighter that's used as a transport, and in case the worst happens, it can be used as an emergency escape craft. The top portion of the command center splits to reveal a single Stinger that can be launched within seconds. And from there, the pilot can cleave a path of destruction all the way to the edge of the battlefield and then jump to safety. Nearly the entire belly of the ship is one giant hangar bay. The Kingship has rounded panels on both of its flanks that can open up and launch an entire swarm of single-pilot fighters. It keeps them docked on a series of articulated arms that can place them in position and release hordes of them within minutes. This is usually done as part of their first stage of the attack. The point of these small fighters are to overwhelm the enemy's defenses, obscuring their radar through sheer numbers and confusing their point defense system so that they can't keep up with their speed and constantly changing positions. This provides a safety screen for the larger ships so that they can move in and fire on the enemy forces while using the solid mass of smaller craft as a visual, sensory, and physical shield against incoming fire. Kingships are a rare sight. They've only entered into human space a handful of times throughout the entire history of wars that have raged on between the Vanduul and the humans. The only documented instances were at the Battle of Orion, the Siege of Tiber, the Fall of Caliban, and during the Battle of the Line for Vega. And seeing one is not something that's easily forgotten. It looms over the other ships in his fleet like a behemoth. It's a whale among minnows, even though those other ships are some of the largest engines of war that's ever been seen on a battlefield. The Kingship is something that could have only been built in space. And taking into account the number of resources, manpower, and time that it took the UEE to build the Retribution, they can only guess at how much work went into constructing a Kingship. However, the Retribution is the only known ship of its class that's been built by the UEE. And there isn't just one Kingship out there. So far, the exact number is unknown. During the Battle of Orion, a single Kingship had reportedly annihilated a military fleet of 3 destroyers and several frigates. And then to add insult to injury, it remained there in the system for about a year afterwards, using its harvesters to consume everything that it could before moving on. There are also rumors that the fabled X-12 Vanduul warship that was found dead in space off Garin was a Kingship. These rumors are just that, rumors. They're unconfirmed, and there's a good chance that this ship was actually a driller and not a Kingship. But either way, most of the information that we have about the Vanduul's tech, their way of life, and the anatomy of their ships came from this find.
I thought it would be bigger.
Yeah, that's what she said. I've been your host, Law of the West. Thanks for watching, and take care.